For this episode, I just want to quickly review Killers of the Flower Moon, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. And you know what? These three have collaborated often, especially De Niro and Scorsese, for many years. Even movies like Taxi and The Goodfellas, and of course Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio, and even movies like The Aviator. And I know I'm missing some on the top of my head, but they've worked together many times. And this is another big hit right here. Let me say, like, in a year that really, like, we've seen delays due to strikes and even some blockbuster big IP movies really underperforming in the box office and most of them getting critically panned. This is honestly one of the better movies of the year. And yes, I'm not really aware of some of the indie movies released, and I actually think this is one of those years where even some very good movies that have been released for streaming platforms are worth watching. But in terms of like actual movies to go to the movie theater and watch, I actually think this is worth your time and money. Yes, it may be 3.5 hours long. I'm not kidding, like long. It's not fast paced or anything at all. But it is really good when it comes to the acting here, the cinematography, the art direction, the setting, everything included. It's a solid movie as well. And again, the plot goes sort of like this, like, uh, you know, two men conspire together to murder of people part of the Oklahoma tribe, the Osage tribe, I think. I kind of forgot the name. I hope it's close to correct, but I remember, again, I watched this in October, but part of a tribe because they made a lot of money from oil well, and so they want to inherit that money, and they, slowly but surely conspire together to murder these people, the women or whomever that are rich from this family, and take the money for themselves, even with the help of some friends. This is the plot, and of course, like, their actions do get the attention of the FBI later in the third act, but that's a different topic. And of course, like, with Leo's character, despite his actions, he is sort of conflicted because he's married to a woman he ended up loving, who also has insulin, and her insulin disease does play a role as he has slowly been poisoning her, and also helping murdering her siblings. At least nothing to do with the death of her mother, but you get the idea, like, just people that they've been slowly getting rid of just for some money. It's not like a war and anything, but again, just to keep that in mind, it's an excellent story based on a novel that released in 2017. And I look at this kind of movie and I think, like, these actors, this director, like, everyone involved, cast and crew, they're still on top of their game. I think this is just a great example of, like, what actual cinema, sort of a project that you're passionate about, that you want to illustrate, that you want to tell a story of, place it in a motion picture, bring the effort, of course, the budget as well. Making that kind of effort is really important, especially with a top talent. De Niro, still on top of his game, still one of the best of his generation, still one of the greats of all time, and just excellent performance by everyone involved as well. Another great movie. There hasn't been a really good movie like this since maybe in the summer with Oppenheimer and Barbie. So, and say what you want with one of them or both of them, but at least, like, I feel like these three movies, at least in the theater, like, brought good cinema this year, as well as competing with other streaming platforms. But still, excellent work here, and I just saw, like, everything that's been done. Yes, it may have been a slow pace, but still an excellent movie. I liked how, they sort of contrasted with one another, conflicted with one another. And sorry, let me just think here. Like, and yeah, in a year due to disappointing box office movies from fatigue, I just think, like, this is sort of like a fresh start, like something just, very real, very serious, just important. And, I'm kind of glad we got this kind of movie here. And yeah, I know there were other cast members. Their names just left my mind. But when you think of everything that has happened throughout this movie, especially some intense scenes as well, like everyone really brought their very best as well. I even liked how the movie closed itself. I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say that the visionary man himself made a cameo. That's just what I'm going to just leave it there. The visionary guy, the visionary man himself made a great cameo. And it's just, I just thought that it was like really interesting movie. So if you still get a chance to watch it, I mean, still do. It'd probably be worth it more than some awful blockbuster movie.